What if I told you about a guy who averaged 22 points and 8 assists per game, made 2 All-NBA teams, was an NBA All-Star twice, and was once considered one of the best point guards in the league? Just seemed to disappear one day. That's what happened to our guy Stephon Marbury. One day he was one of the most shiftiest point guards in the league, and the next day it seemed like he was gone. But how did this even happen? Where did he go, and where is he now? To answer these questions, we have to go back to the beginning, where this whole thing started. Stephon Marbury arrived on the scene on February 20th, 1977, in the heart of Brooklyn, New York, specifically in Coney Island, a place known for its vibrant energy and tough streets. Coney Island wasn't just the backdrop of Marbury's childhood, it played a big part in shaping who he would become. Growing up as the sixth of 7 children, Stephon's early life was surrounded by family, community, and the struggles and triumphs of a place where dreams were as big as the challenges. His family was a close-knit one, and they became his main source of motivation. The influence of his parents, siblings, and specifically his older brothers was important in helping Marbury stay grounded while pursuing his dreams. It was in this environment full of love, hardship, and determination that Marbury began to learn the values that would carry him through the ups and downs of his career and later in life. His community in Coney Island helped foster his drive, providing him with the resilience needed to reach heights that many would have never thought possible for a kid from the projects. From a young age, Marbury was attracted to basketball. It was more than just a sport for him. It was an escape, a way to channel the energy and challenges of growing up in a tough neighborhood. In his early years, Marbury attended PS 329, a school in his local area. Although this was just the beginning, it was here that his love for the game started to take shape. However, it was his time at Abraham Lincoln High School, a school known for producing talented basketball players, is where Marbury truly began to emerge as a top-tier prospect. At Abraham Lincoln High, Marbury's skills were undeniable. By his senior year, he had earned the prestigious title of New York State's Mr. Basketball, averaging an impressive 27 points, 8 assists, and 3 steals per game. Marbury had clearly established himself as one of the best high school players in the country. This recognition did not come easy, and it was a result of countless hours spent perfecting his craft on the courts of Brooklyn. But Marbury wasn't just known for his scoring ability. His leadership, basketball IQ, and the way he could run a team from the point guard position is what truly set him apart from others. Marbury's journey was not just limited to the high school basketball scene. He was also featured in Darcy Frey's book, The Last Shot, which provided a rare glimpse into the lives of talented young athletes navigating the pressures of high school basketball, academics, and the looming uncertainty of what the future held. This book painted a picture of Marbury as not just an athlete, but as a young man with aspirations beyond the court. In addition to his high school basketball career, Marbury played for the New York Gauchos, an AAU team that was one of the most respected in the country. His time with the Gauchos allowed him to compete against some of the best talent in the nation, raising his game even further and giving him invaluable experience in high-pressure situations. The Gauchos were instrumental in his development as a player, providing him with the opportunity to showcase his skills and gain exposure to college scouts, who would later help launch his professional career. By the time Marbury graduated from high school, he was not only recognized as one of the top basketball prospects in the country, but also a figure who was expected to achieve greatness on a national stage. His success on the court, combined with the dedication he showed to his craft, made him a standout talent that was simply hard to ignore. After his high school success, Marbury's next step was college basketball, where he would continue to make a name for himself. In 1995, Marbury was selected as a McDonald's All-American, a title that placed him alongside future NBA stars like Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Antawn Jamison. It was clear that Marbury was destined for something special, and his recruiting process was closely watched by colleges across the nation. Marbury ultimately decided to commit to Georgia Tech, a decision that would mark the start of his path to the NBA. Georgia Tech, under the guidance of head coach Bobby Crimmins, provided Marbury with the platform to showcase his skills in a competitive environment. As a freshman, Marbury immediately took control of the team, playing in a lead role as the starting point guard. In one season at Georgia Tech, Marbury averaged 18 points and 4 assists per game. His performances were nothing short of spectacular, and he quickly became the focal point of the team's offense. Marbury's leadership and ability to control the game from the point guard position stood out, and his presence on the court was undeniable. He helped lead Georgia Tech to a 24-12 record, and although they were knocked out of the NCAA regional semifinals, Marbury's talents were now on full display, and Marbury's individual success didn't go unnoticed. He earned 13 All-American honors and was named to the All-ACC first team. Recognition of his stellar freshman season, and with such an impressive year under his belt, Marbury felt ready for the next step, the NBA. After just one season at Georgia Tech, he declared for the 1996 NBA draft, foregoing the remainder of his college eligibility. Marbury's journey to the NBA began in 1996 when he was selected with the 4th overall pick by the Milwaukee Bucks. However, his rights were quickly traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, marking the start of his professional career. The Timberwolves were in need of a star player to help turn the team around, and Marbury's electrifying style of play made him the perfect fit. As a rookie, Marbury made an immediate impact on the league. He averaged 15 points and 7 assists per game, showing the world that he was more than capable of handling the pressures of the NBA. Marbury's court vision, combined with his ability to score, made him a valuable asset for the Timberwolves. In his first year, he was named to the 1997 All-Rookie team and helped lead Minnesota to their first playoff appearance in franchise history. While the Timberwolves were eliminated in the first round, Marbury's play on the court created a sense of hope and optimism for the franchise. In his second season, Marbury showed further growth. His ability to control the game combined with his scoring ability made him one of the most promising young players in the league. The Timberwolves returned to the playoffs in 1998, but once again, they were unable to advance past the first round. However, despite his success, Marbury grew increasingly dissatisfied with his situation in Minnesota. He felt that the team wasn't progressing fast enough, and he was frustrated with his role on the team. During the lockout-shortened season in 1999, Marbury requested a trade, and the Timberwolves ultimately honored his wish, trading him to the New Jersey Nets. Marbury's move to the New Jersey Nets marked the beginning of a new chapter in his career. In New Jersey, Marbury quickly became the star player, leading the team's offense with his explosive scoring and playmaking ability. During his time with the Nets, Marbury blossomed into one of the league's top point guards, earning a spot on the 2000 All-NBA third team. He also made his first All-Star appearance in 2001, solidifying his reputation as one of the league's best. Marbury's performances were memorable, including a career-high 50-point game in a loss against the Los Angeles Lakers in 2001. Despite his individual accolades, the Nets struggled as a team and failed to make the playoffs during his tenure. This lack of success, combined with Marbury's desire for a bigger stage, eventually led to another trade, and this time to the Phoenix Suns. Marbury joined the Phoenix Suns in 2001, where he became the focal point of the team's offense. In Phoenix, Marbury's combination of scoring and playmaking ability allowed him to excel. He earned a spot in the 2003 NBA All-Star Game and was named to the All-NBA third team that same year. Marbury averaged 22 points and 8 assists per game and was instrumental in the Suns making the playoffs. However, just like in his previous stops, the Suns were eliminated in the first round. And despite his personal issues, Marbury once again found himself in a situation where team success was elusive. This frustration, combined with the team's struggles, led to yet another change of scenery. And Marbury was traded again, and this time it was to the New York Knicks, the team he had always dreamed of playing for as a child. In 2004, Marbury returned to his hometown of New York, fulfilling his childhood dream of playing for the Knicks. The move was highly anticipated, with fans hoping that Marbury would lead the team back to glory. Marbury's time with the Knicks, however, would be marred by personal struggles and team dysfunction. Despite a promising start, his relationship with head coach Larry Brown soured, and the Knicks struggled both on and off the court. Marbury's frustrations boiled over in 2005, where he publicly clashed with Brown. His struggles with the coaching staff were compounded by the Knicks' poor performances, and Marbury's popularity with fans began to wane. After more feuds with Coach Isaiah Thomas and then Coach Mike D'Antoni, along with the decline in his performances, Marbury was banned from attending practices or games. This marked the low point of his NBA career. He was later waived by the Knicks and briefly joined the Boston Celtics. Marbury signed with the Boston Celtics in 2009, but his role with the team was minimal. He played sparingly during the remainder of the season, contributing only 8 points in his debut. Marbury was offered a one-year contract for the 2009-2010 season, but he chose to step away from the NBA, deciding to take a break from basketball to focus on his personal life and business ventures. After years of playing in the NBA, Stephon Marbury found himself at a crossroads. In 2010, his career in the United States had been a roller coaster, filled with highs like his All-Star appearances and lows, such as his tumultuous time with the New York Knicks. The NBA chapter of his career was closing, but Marbury wasn't ready to give up on basketball. A new opportunity awaited him in China, where his journey would take an unexpected turn, and his career would be reinvented. In January of 2010, Marbury made the bold decision to leave the NBA and sign with the Shanxi Jiangsu Brave Dragons of the Chinese Basketball Association. This marked a new beginning for him, one that would be filled with new challenges and opportunities. At the time, few people knew how successful his move to China would be, but Marbury was determined to make an impact. In his 15 games with the Brave Dragons, Marbury put up impressive numbers, averaging 22 points and 9 assists per game. He immediately became the focal point of the team's offense, showing off his ability to score and create opportunities for his teammates. His performances wasn't just a personal success. It was also an introduction to Chinese basketball fans who hadn't seen many former NBA stars play in the league. Marbury was named CBA All-Star MVP, a clear sign that his skills still shine brightly, even in a new league and a new culture. And though the Brave Dragons didn't make the playoffs that year, Marbury's arrival had already made waves in the CBA. His leadership and passion for the game were undeniable, and it became evident that he was more than just a seasoned veteran. He was a star who could still dominate on the court. In December of 2010, Marbury made another move, this time to the Foshan Drleons, another CBA team. His time with Foshan was a brief chapter, but it was still impactful. Marbury continued to showcase his talent, playing in the 2011 CBA All-Star Game, where he put on a memorable performance. His skills were as sharp as ever, and his presence in the league continued to grow. Unfortunately, his team did not qualify for the playoffs that season, but Marbury's experience set the stage for what would come next. While he was in the CBA, Marbury's reputation was growing, not just because of his play, but also due to the way he carried himself off the court. His time in China allowed him to become a mentor and a role model, something he hadn't always been able to achieve in the chaotic environments of the NBA. The Chinese fans were starting to take notice, and the basketball world was beginning to understand that Marbury's story was far from over. In 2011, Marbury's career took a major turn when he signed with the Beijing Ducks, a team that had yet to experience much success in the CBA. This move would not only redefine Marbury's career, but also transformed the Ducks into one of the league's premier teams. It was in Beijing that Marbury's legend truly began to take shape. In his first season with the Ducks, Marbury led the team to their first ever CBA championship in 2012. This was a watershed moment, not just for Marbury, but for Chinese basketball as a whole. Marbury's ability to perform under pressure, his leadership on the court, and willingness to fully embrace the culture in China won over fans and teammates alike. His role in Beijing wasn't just about scoring. He became the heart and soul of the team, bringing out the best in everyone around him. Marbury's success with the Ducks wasn't a one-time occurrence. He helped guide the team to 2 more championships in 2014 and 2015, cementing his legacy as one of the most successful foreign players in CBA's history. In 2015, Marbury was named CBA Finals MVP, a testament to his continued dominance and his ability to perform at the highest level, even after a long and sometimes tumultuous NBA career. Marbury's time in Beijing also marked a significant shift in his personal life. Over the years, he had gone from being a young, brash NBA star to a seasoned, humble leader in China. His transformation was not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. He connected with the Chinese people, not just through his basketball, but through his efforts to give back to the community. He was more than just a player. He was a symbol of perseverance and redemption. In recognition of his impact, Beijing honored Marbury with a statue outside the MasterCard Center, the 2008 Olympic venue. This was an extraordinary gesture, considering that Marbury had only been in China for a few years. His relationship with the city and its people had grown so strong that he now was a permanent part of its landscape. After years of success with the Beijing Ducks, Marbury's time in the CBA was coming to a close. In 2017, he moved to the Beijing Fly Dragons, another CBA team. This will be his final season as a player in China. Marbury's game has slowed down, but his experience and leadership were invaluable to the team. In his last season, Marbury retired on a high note. He scored 20 points in his final game with the Fly Dragons, leading them to a 104-94 victory over the Guangzhou Dragons. This final game was a fitting end to a career that had taken Marbury from an NBA star to a beloved figure in China. The game ended with fans cheering for him as they had done throughout his entire career, a sign of the deep connection he had built with the people of Beijing and the larger Chinese basketball community. Marbury's time in China had come to an end, but his legacy there would never be forgotten. He had reinvented himself in the CBA, turning into not just a successful player, but a cultural icon. He had done what many thought was impossible. He had become a true legend in a foreign land, revered for his basketball skills and his character. In 2019, after hanging up the sneakers, Marbury took on a new challenge: coaching. He was appointed head coach of the Beijing Royal Fighters, another CBA team. Marbury's transition from player to coach was not without its challenges, but it was clear he was ready to pass on the knowledge he had gained over his long career. As a coach, Marbury quickly made an impact. His deep understanding of the game, combined with his experience playing at the highest of levels, allowed him to guide his team to better performances. Marbury didn't just focus on basketball, though. He worked to build a culture of teamwork, discipline, and respect. His time as a player in China is where he learned to embrace the local culture. It helped him connect with his players in a unique way. Under Marbury's leadership, the Royal Fighters began to improve, and his influence on the team became clear. Just as he had done as a player, Marbury became a mentor and a leader, shaping the next generation of Chinese basketball players. His coaching career, though still in its early stages, showed great promise, and it was clear that Marbury was as dedicated to helping others succeed as he had been to his own success. Off the court, Marbury's life was eventful as his basketball career. He has a brother who also played basketball professionally, but in Venezuela. Marbury is also cousins with former NBA player Sebastian Telfair and Jamil Thomas. Family has always been important to Marbury, and his strong ties to them have been a consistent part of his journey. Marbury got married in 2002. However, after many years, he was divorced in 2023. Despite the end of his marriage, Marbury remained a dedicated father to his children. In 2025, Marbury married Chinese singer Wang Yuling, further cementing his ties to the country that had become his second home. Throughout his career, Marbury encountered some personal challenges that attracted media attention. He was arrested in jail in Arizona for driving under the influence, a situation that garnered negative headlines. Additionally, In 2007, Marbury was involved in a sexual harassment lawsuit after admitting to an affair with a Knicks intern. These legal issues added to the drama surrounding his career, but Marbury managed to keep pushing forward. Stephon Marbury's influence goes beyond the basketball court. Throughout his career, he has been deeply involved in various charitable endeavors. One of his earliest significant donations was $250,000 to the victims of the September 11 attack. The tragedy profoundly affected him, and Marbury's response showed his sense of responsibility to give back during times of crisis. In 2005, Marbury made another important contribution, donating between $500,000 and $1 million to help victims of Hurricane Katrina. This was one of the most devastating natural disasters in U.S. history, and Marbury's efforts were aimed at providing relief and support to those who had lost everything. He used his platform and resources to support communities in desperate need. Marbury's commitment to his hometown of New York was also evident in 2007 when he donated $4 million to the city. His donation was spread across several essential public services, including the NYPD, FDNY, EMT, and a teacher's fund. Marbury's connection to New York was deep, and this generous donation was his way of giving back to the city that helped shape his journey. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Marbury continued to help, recognizing the strain on the healthcare workers. He worked to donate millions of masks to New York City's frontline workers. This swift action demonstrated his ongoing commitment to helping others, even during a global health crisis. In China, Marbury was named one of Beijing's top 10 model citizens in 2014. His influence in the country went beyond basketball. His involvement in local communities made him a beloved figure, respected for his contributions to society. This recognition highlighted how Marbury had embraced China and its people as part of his extended family. Outside of basketball, Marbury has also made a mark in the world of fashion and business. His most famous business venture was the creation of the Starbury brand, in collaboration with Stephon Marbury. Marbury launched a line of affordable shoes aiming to make stylish basketball sneakers accessible to everyone. The shoes, priced at just $14.98, were a revolutionary concept in a world where sneakers often cost hundreds of dollars. Marbury's goal was to give kids, especially those from lower income families, the opportunity to have quality shoes without breaking the bank. Even after Stephon Marbury's filed for bankruptcy, Marbury continued his vision by launching Starbury.com, where he could directly sell his shoes and other products. This move allowed him to expand his brand, offering an affordable line of sports gear to people across the world. Marbury also expressed interest in expanding the Big Baller brand into China, leveraging his popularity in the country to help the brand grow internally. Marbury's influence in popular culture extends beyond basketball and business. He was a cover athlete and featured in the video game NBA Ballers, which allowed players to control real-life NBA stars. Marbury's inclusion in the game solidified his place as a household name in the early 2000s. Additionally, Marbury was mentioned in the 1998 film He Got Game, where his name was used to highlight the rich basketball talent emerging from New York City, particularly Brooklyn. Marbury also made an appearance in Big Pun's music video for the song What You Gonna Do. The video featured Marbury playing basketball against members of the hip-hop group The Terror Squad, further cementing his cultural presence in both music and sports. In 2007, Marbury co-authored The Adventures of Young Starbury, a children's book inspired by his life. The book aimed to inspire young readers to pursue their dreams, offering a story based on Marbury's own experiences growing up in Brooklyn. It served as a motivational tool for aspiring athletes, encouraging them to believe in themselves. Marbury also starred in the documentary Stephon Marbury, remade in China, which chronicled his successful transition from the NBA to becoming a beloved figure in China. The film provided an inside look into his life, challenges, and his reinvention into a foreign land. He also appeared in My Other Home, which further explored his journey and impact on Chinese basketball. Marbury's connection to China deepened over the years. In 2015, he was granted a Chinese green card, making him a permanent resident of the country. This was a significant honor and marked his deep integration into Chinese society. Marbury's success in China, both on and off the court, had made him one of the most respected foreign athletes in the country. In 2023, Marbury expanded his ties to Asia by gaining Hong Kong residency. This move further solidified his position as a global ambassador for basketball, strengthening his connection to the Asian market and business opportunities. In 2017, Marbury became the owner of the Beijing Lions in the Chinese Arena Football League. This was a new chapter for him as he transitioned from player to sports team owner. His involvement in the team allowed him to continue to work in sports management, helping develop the next generation of athletes while investing in the growth of football in China. One of Marbury's most groundbreaking moves came in 2009 when he hosted a 24-hour live stream. During this live stream, he answered questions from fans, shared personal stories, and even discussed his struggles with depression. The event was a huge success, with millions of viewers tuning in. Marbury's willingness to open up about his mental issues was groundbreaking at the time, as athletes rarely discuss such personal topics publicly. His actions helped break down the stigma surrounding mental health in sports. Marbury's live stream was ahead of his time, paving the way for future athletes to use digital platforms to connect with fans. He recognized the potential of live streaming as a business tool in sports, allowing athletes to build direct relationships with their audience while also engaging in real time. Marbury's use of his technology showed his foresight in the evolving landscape of sports entertainment. As of today, you can catch Marbury in the front row of Knicks games cheering on his hometown team with some of the Knicks legends, among other things. Stephon Marbury's legacy is more than just basketball. Through his philanthropy, business venture, cultural impact, and pioneering efforts in live streaming, he has established himself as a transformative figure in sports and beyond. His journey from NBA star to cultural icon in China is a testament to his resilience and ability to reinvent himself. Marbury's story continues to inspire and influence people around the world, showing that success is about more than what happens on the court. It's about the difference you make off of it. But what if I told you about a guy who was a dominant force in high school, a dominant force in college, was one of the top 2 picks in the NBA draft class that featured Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Love? Just seemed to disappear one day. If you want to know what happened to Michael Beasley, just click right here.